Hey, let's talk about it, cause honestly we need to talk about social issues, just uplifting my people. Yeah, let's talk about it. Come join the conversation. A connection's what we're creating. Yeah.
Boom. Let's talk about it. Good morning. So check this out, right? It is Thankful Thursday, and I like to, you know, use certain things to get my point across, right? And one of the things that I'm most thankful for is my ability to able to find a message in any little thing, right? Now, last night, I was going for the Indiana Pacers, right? And I was like, you know what? They have, defied the odds. They have, came back in all of these games and, this, that, and other, right? But I was going for them. But yesterday, in the fourth quarter, when they were down by 17, I changed the channel and I was just like, you know what? New York got this. New York played a great game, whatever. Change the channel, whatever. I didn't even think about going back to the channel because I'm like, they're down by 17. Right? Like they're down by 17, right? Now, here's the crazy part. I've watched them against the Cavs come back numerous times. But in this particular time, I was just like, oh, man, it's over. Whatever, right? Then I get an alert on my phone. Hey, they're heading into overtime. And I'm like, what? So I changed it back to it, right? But when I changed it back, New York, started overtime, they were on a high note, whatever. So I'm like, oh, okay, good. They came back, whatever. I changed it again. I get the alert again that Indiana won. And I say all of that to say this, right? A lot of us are in the fourth quarter of our lives or have been in the fourth quarter when we were down. And the thing about it is God has always prevailed. God has always prevailed, because if he hadn't always prevailed, you wouldn't be here right now, right? So if you know that God is always going to make a way, if you believe, why do we find ourselves stressed out at the slightest things? Why? And in that game last night, it just resonated with me, right? It's because I have been down by 20 in the fourth quarter many times of my life. I mean, I can't even count how many times, right? And it just seems like I'll hit a hot streak, start hitting my threes. Next thing you know, I won, right? Like I won. And then the next game, I might be down and then I start getting a little worried. That's how a lot of us live our lives. Like, that's why I'm so glad that I grew up in a home with my grandparents, because growing up in a home with your grandparents, you're privy to a lot of the things that a lot of other people aren't privy to. You can't tell me any old spiritual, because I know them all. But the thing about it is, those old spirituals still help me to this day. Anytime that I'm going through something or anytime that I'm feeling down, I go back to them old spirituals, right? This new generation, they're raising up on, you don't know if you in the church or the club sometimes when the song come on. Like, you know what I mean? Like sometimes you can be listening to a song and you like, this a gospel song? But them old back in the day songs, they are so, I'm telling you right now, my kids, sometimes I'll be playing the song so much, right? And then like later on, I'll hear them playing the song. And it just does my heart so much joy, because those old songs meant so much. The old song, Down Through the Years, God's Been Good to Me. Let me tell you something, man. I grew up on that song. And when life gets a little heavy, that's one of my go-tos. I'm only 44, but that song, Down Through the Years, will make you feel like you 80 and God has showed up and showed out every time. So that's what my Thankful Thursday is. My Thankful Thursday is that you can be the type of person that can find a problem in anything. You can go outside and it's raining and you like, man, it's been raining 3 days straight. Or you can be the type of person that go outside and say, you know what? We needed this rain for the grass. We needed this rain for the crops. You can be that type of person that's always can find the negative in everything. I'm thankful that I can find the bright spot in anything. And it gets on a lot of people's nerves, right? Because they'll come to me and they'll say something and blah, 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 and they'll be all down. And then here I come. Well, actually, you know what I'm saying? It's a blessing because X, Y, and Z. And a lot of times people don't want to hear that. A lot of times people want conversation to magnify what they already feel. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of time that's what people want. And that's why a lot of people can't stand you, because your ability to know that I might be in it now, but if I just keep on trusting God, I'm gonna get out of it. But then you talk to them and they're like, man, these last 2 years, I just been so down and this, that, and the other, right? And you're trying to tell them, well, hey, this, that, and the other. They don't want that. They want something that's going to feed how they already feel. And that's how you should be too. You should guard. I am a firm believer in guarding my ears. It's just certain things that I can't even hear. Like I can't even hear. And you know it because you ever been in a great mood, and then you get a phone call and that name pops up. And when you look at that name, you already know, because your mood is changing, it's about to be some mess. Then you say, okay, let me go ahead and get this phone because, I'm in a positive space right now, and this, that, and other. Then you get on that phone. When you get off that phone, you feel horrible. See, I now, at the ripe age of 44, it's just certain things that I can't even be involved in. I just can't. Because I am in the protecting my peace season of my life. I have to protect my peace. I know that I'm not like I used to be, right? But just because something is dormant don't mean that you already healed. You see, I have my moments. I have my moments when somebody says something about me, my first instinct, I'm coming for you. So I know that I'm not that far removed from how I used to be. So in order to maintain my peace, I just can't even allow myself to hear certain things. I just can't do it. Because I know that I'm not that far removed. I ain't at the point in my life to where you hit me and I turn the other cheek. You hit me, I'm trying to stomp you into the ground. I know that. You know what I mean? Like, I know that. You bump me, you might get a forearm to the face. So what I have to do is take myself out of those situations. Don't put myself in a situation that I know that I'm not far removed from. And that's why a lot of people that talk about me, right? And I know that they talk about me. And I sit back sometimes and I'll be like, ooh, Lord Jesus, I want to say something. But that's why in my spirit, and this is what I'm thankful for, I'm able to say, you know what? Nope. Change the channel. Change the channel. And the crazy thing is, right, this social media is a great thing and it's also a bad thing. If you go down your timeline, and I challenge people to do this right now. Go down your timeline. Look at all your feeds and this, that, and the other, right? And you can determine where you're at in life simply by what you watch, simply by what you allow yourself to hear. If all your stuff is all about mess, that's because that is feeding your soul, because that mess makes it seem like you're doing way better than what you are. That's all it is. That's why all the salacious news is so popular. I say this all the time. You got people talking about this Puffy and Cassie trial, right? And I laugh, right? Because I'm in tune with everything, right? But everything ain't me, right? But I listen to people talk about it and they like, oh, this, that, and other. And I be looking like, and this is not being judgmental, but I be looking like, yo, dude, go upside your head every day. Like, you saying, how bad it is, this, that, and other, but look at you. Look at you. And that's just crazy how people, that it just takes you away from your own personal problems. And that's why we as a people, we can't get ahead, because when we see someone down bad and they're doing worse than us, it propels us, or that's what we think. So anyways, man, I'm just thankful on this Thursday, man. That basketball analogy, that's a whole word right there. Because many of us have been in the fourth quarter down by 15, and God has never let us fail. But when we get down by 15, all of a sudden we questioning his power. So anyways, man, I love y'all and thank y'all for the support.